Hello, family. Jesus is quoted in the gospel for having said this: "For which of you, intending to build a tower, does not sit down first and count the cost, whether he has enough to finish it?" When Mother Catherine and I were called to be missionaries to Ghana, we could see some of the costs we had to bear to relocate to another nation, denying ourselves fellowship with family and friends, having to live in a community, a religious community, under one roof with minimal privacy, no possibility of earning an income for ourselves and dependents, and many other sacrifices. After months in the mission, we felt like Jeremiah, as it's recorded in the Bible. This is what Jeremiah said: "O Lord, you misled me and allowed myself to be misled. You are stronger than I am, and you've overpowered me. Now I am mocked every day. Everyone laughs at me." We have never doubted that Jesus called us into the mission. We just felt he was not very transparent to us of how it will be like. But the way we should have known better, because his ways are not our ways and his thoughts not our thoughts. The cost has been huge, humanly speaking, or should I say, carnally speaking. The question is, why have we endured this cost? First, it's by God's grace. It's by God's grace alone. Secondly, it's the cost we have to bear to get what we desire the most, and that is true intimacy with Jesus Christ. Apostle Paul's words in the Bible pop into my mind. This is what Paul said: "Indeed, I count everything as loss because of the surpassing worth of knowing Christ Jesus as my Lord. For his sake, I have suffered the loss of all things and count them as rubbish in order that I may gain Christ." We know we are still very far away in our pilgrim, and we are shocked by the new hidden costs we have to bear daily. This is what I think Jesus meant by carry your cross daily. Last December, the Lord graciously allowed us to return to Kenya to visit our children, family, and friends. While we were away, Mother Elisha, our superior, was expecting a guest at the mission house in Ghana. And because the house is not yet fully furnished, she asked if our bedroom could be used by the guest. We were not at all comfortable because for us, our bedroom is a sacred space, especially our bed. However, Mother Elisha politely reminded us that we now live in a community and everything belongs to everyone. Ouch. The City of God mission is a Franciscan community, and therefore we live a communal life. Everything is sort of owned and shared by everyone in the community. Remember the first century disciples? It's well described in Acts 4:32. All the believers were one in heart and mind. No one claimed that any of their possessions was their own, but they shared everything they had. Early this morning during my quiet time with Jesus, I read a rema from the book Mornings with Saint Teresa, and this is what she said about herself. She had been dealing with a difficult situation, in the convent, and this is what she said: "But I was too wicked to give up my rights." End of quote. It hit me hard, very hard, this statement. Jesus, forgive me for holding on to my rights. I'm willing to be made willing to surrender my rights. Brides of Christ, we all have rights as humans living in this life. Many constitutions of nations of the world have it in the Bill of Rights. Everyone, as citizens of our nations, we have right to life, right to shelter, food, health, civil rights, etc. And in our day-to-day activities, in our marriages, families, relationships, communities, work, places, schools, we have to make choices every day about our rights. I decided to search from messages the Lord has given her dwellers before concerning this issue. And I found a couple of messages given to Mother Elisha and Mother Claire. There's a beautiful message that was given to Mother Elisha. And it's titled, Humility Has No Rights. And this is what Jesus said. Well, that is the truth, my child. Humble yourselves, my brides. Ask me for the grace to continue to walk in the little way in all things. Do not insist, demand, or expect your way in anything. Even if things aren't being done to your liking, and you know you can do better, let it be. Even if you have asked something of someone 100 times and they still do not do it, be patient. Even if someone oversteps their boundaries and treats you with such malice, frustrates you, says something offensive, uses you, and takes advantage of you, rather than responding with an attitude that stays away from the person, holds grudges and put a wall up in your heart, forgive and love them even more. Wow, guys. I read an excerpt from a message by Mother Claire. The message was titled, Children, Children. And this is what Mother Claire said herself. It is a great mark of Christ's likeness and maturity to let things drop when they are simply unimportant. Let others be wrong, even better. Give yourself permission to be wrong. It is really quite liberating. And even more important than that, let others be right. Accept their answers. Allow it to be and walk away from it without placing any significance on your position. I've walked away from a number of conversations that I recognized were not worth the air I had to breathe to speak. End of quote on what Mother Claire said. Those were her own words. So, family, we have to deal with this issue every day. You know, Jesus has called us to different levels of intimacy because of his purposes. And it is prudent to seek the Lord diligently, understand the rights we need to surrender so that we could be aligned to what he's doing in our lives. In our marital relationships, in our relationships, you know, as disciples of Christ, in the workplace, in the community, in school, in the ministry, in the church, situations arise where, we sort of have some rights over some issues of circumstances. But Jesus is asking us to a higher level of living, to surrender our rights, to surrender them to him. That's how I view it. Not to the person or the persons in our life, but to surrender our rights to him and do what he'd like us to do in that situation. But truthfully, despite the heavy course Mother Catherine and I have endured because of our calling and we have to endure, we have many graces to testify and celebrate about daily. But the peace and joy of knowing we are in the will of God supersedes them all. Join me in this short prayer. Jesus, I'm willing to be made willing to surrender my rights for your glory. Jesus, help me. Jesus, I trust in you. Family, thank you for listening. We call on you to support this ministry with your prayers. Please subscribe if you have not yet subscribed to this channel. And when the Lord blesses you, support us financially, especially as we minister to the needs of poor families in these communities. We invite you daily to this channel to drink from the deepest wells of divine mercy. Until next time, may we all receive the grace to remain blessed in the Lord and remain enclosed deeply in the bowels of divine mercy. Amen.